What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gaye Magazine. I am Thane the Dream, and today we have an exclusive interview with somebody who truly does it all. He is an entrepreneur and artist. He is a casting director. He's also a dancer. Everyone say what's up to Mike Everything. Mikey, say hello to the Gaye family.
What up, everybody?
How you feeling today?
I feel good today. I'm in Chicago and the sun is shining today, so that's a good thing. Chicago is a gray city during this time of year, so I'm happy that the sun is shining, so I'm good.
I've heard that like before. I mean, I've never traveled too much. I've never even been on a plane. And one thing I was excited to ask, I know, or ask you, I was like, tell me about Chicago. You're from Chicago, right?
Born and raised in Chicago. Chicago is a great city. I always feel like Chicago gets a bad rep because of all the Chirac crap. Can I curse? I don't know. Um,
You're
all
you're,
the
you're cool.
I'm cool. All right, all the Chirac crap shit, but like, it's a great city. We have a huge body of water, Lake Michigan. So during the summer, Chicago is lit, man. There's beaches, there's festivals. Chicago is also a foodie city, so we have great food here. It's a music city, so there's a great music scene. Yeah, Chicago's a great city. I feel like it's a an untapped resource, a city that a lot of people don't know about. So yeah, I love my city.
I do agree when you like speak on media's representation of Chicago. You would like. I feel like I would definitely be surprised actually going there and being immersed in the city's culture because all you see when you think of Chicago, I feel like the average person who never been there would think of exactly like what you described. How do you feel like the city's been instrumental in like your success? Do you feel like inspired by what you see, or I know Chicago is home to like a lot of music styles, some
Yes.
that have kind of like repurposed recently. How do you feel the city has helped you as an artist?
So my first endeavors in music were attached to house music. I was signed to a legendary house music label called Trax Records.
Okay.
Trax Records is in a lot of trouble right now with the law. But I actually started out with them. I had a short stint, a short deal with them. So my city has influenced my music style in so many different ways because I still love house music. I still love dance music. Even on my new project, there is a house music record called Sunshine. So I feel like my city has influenced my artistry in a lot of different ways, especially with dance and music. So
It's funny enough when you mentioned like how dance influences a lot of your music. I was listening to the Dance All Around track before I knew you were from Chicago, and I was like, this makes me want to dance. This makes me want to skate. Like this is I was really enjoying it when I was listening to it. So it's cool how everything wraps around.
oh, thank you.
Um, you mentioned your newest album coming out is this Sunday, 4:30.
Yes.
We're excited about Revenge. And in one of your Instagram posts, you said it's not personal, it's just revenge. And when people think of revenge, most would think of something personal. What like led to you with that sub headline?
Okay, so when my manager and I were, because there is a song on my album called Revenge, which when I recorded it in the studio, my manager was like, "Damn, who made you mad? Like where did this all of this come from? Because it's explicit, but it's very straightforward. It's very aggressive. I got in my masculine energy bag for the song Revenge, right? Like it's a hardcore rap song. But the premise for the album really honestly, Revenge is that I am taking revenge against a lesser version of myself. That's what
Okay.
it's about. I when we toyed around with the idea of naming the album Revenge, at first I was like, I don't know because I don't want it to have like a negative connotation that's attached to it. Because I'm all about positivity. But this album is my revenge, and it's not personal. It's revenge because this is me making the music that I know I'm supposed to make. I feel like it's the best version of Mikey Everything, the artist. So I'm taking revenge against that old Mikey Everything. They used to be an addict. They used to be toxic. They used to be a whole lot of things that Mikey Everything is no longer. So that's what it's about.
I understand that. Do you feel like this older version of Mikey Everything was present on any of your past projects? I know about a couple years ago you released House of Everything, and
Mhm.
not too long before that you had The Reason come out. How have you feel like you've grown through your artistry with those prior projects up until Revenge's release date?
Look at you knowing your stuff. You know about the reason.
I
So
try.
I guess that the biggest difference, and I'm gonna say this, the biggest difference is that those projects I was so caught up with, don't nobody supports me. I'm a queer artist and no one's listening to me. And I felt like I had so much to prove and so much to say and so many people to get back at. And um then I realized that I do have support and that I do have a huge legion of fans, family, the house of everything, all of the people that dance with me, all of these people support me and believe in me. And when I let go of trying to be seen by people, um, stop being a pick me ass person, I discovered a new way to make music and a new purpose to make music, right? This album is, I'm a huge Janet Jackson fan, right? So this
Okay.
album is my version of All For You because it is nothing but me making good music. Like I'm not out here trying to, you know, change the world necessarily with this album. This album is about put your stuff down, shake a little ass, have a good time, enjoy it. I do have a very heartfelt song on the album. It's called Redemption Rain. It's
Hmm.
like a real hip hop joint. Um, but the majority of the other songs are like me popping my shit. So um, I just have a newfound purpose when it comes to making music. So it feels good.
I'm glad that you're finding yourself as you go through these processes. You know,
Hmm.
I was trying to like keep my composure when doing the interviews, but when you said All For You, it put me in that, like, sometimes when I'm like getting off of work and I just need to get in that zone, that's like one of the songs I go through, like go straight to. And I'm
Yes,
like, okay, I see kind of like the direction he's going in with that.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
I also noticed when I on your track list, you have quite a few guest features.
Yes.
You have, I saw Shawnee from the song that I listened to, and I also saw Aaron Gunn on there a couple times. So
Mhm.
like he's like a frequent collaborator for you.
Aaron Gunn is my boy. That's my homie, like my brother in music. We created a song called 10 Feet Tall. 10 Feet Tall is also on the album, but it was a single that I released last summer.
Hmm.
And just collaborating with him, we really like just gel. It's like we just come together and it's just like boom. But we have a new song on my album called um, Booty Go, which is a huge party, twerk, shake ass type of song. It actually contains a sample of Thong Song
Okay.
by Cisco. So super excited for people to hear that. That's actually going to be my next single
Okay.
after Dance All Around.
Okay.
And working with Shawnna. Shawnna is a Chicago legend, and even further than Chicago, just a rap legend. Period. Just to I don't know if Gay magazine viewers know who Shawnna is, but she was a part of DTP. She was featured on "What's Your Fantasy" by Ludacris. She has a song called "Getting Some Head." I was getting some head, getting some head. That's her biggest hit.
Okay.
That's who Shawnna is.
Okay.
Um,
You kind of putting it
yeah,
together for me. I'm not familiar with Chicago as much, but
yeah.
I liked who I heard on the track. Okay. It's crazy how, like, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so that's who Shawnna is. Shawnna and I connected through my manager Blake Martin, and that's Big Sis. We are we're locked in for life. I feel like just because she is not only such a talent, like going in the studio with an artist like Shawnna, like normally, I come to the table and I'm like, I'm a decent lyricist. You know what I mean? I'm pretty freaking good. But coming to the studio with somebody like Shawnna, who is so tenured and there's so much respect in the game as a female rapper, not even as a female rapper, just as a lyricist. Period. Like
hmm
she's a beast. Um, And to work with someone like her, I felt like I finally had, gotten a mentor, someone to give me some guidance, someone to help me, help elevate my pen game. So um, it was
What
amazing
was
working with her.
what was it like? I guess balancing those emotions. I guess as a upcoming artist working with someone that large. Did you feel like inspired most of the time? Did you ever feel, I don't know, nervous, possibly being around someone that big
Nervous
compared
as
to yourself?
shit at first when I first got to the studio. Because and this is another thing that I was like pushed to do that I don't normally do. Um, Shawnna wanted to write these songs that we wrote because there's two songs on my album that have are featuring Shawnna. It's Dance All Around, and then there's a song called Drip. But
Hmm.
she wanted to write these songs in the studio together. That's not normally my process. Normally, I come to the studio ready to record. Like
Prepared.
my
Okay.
verse is already written. I know what I'm gonna say. I know how it's gonna go. But coming in the studio and with a blank pad and having to like create on the spot was different. And I was nervous, and it took me a little while to get into the groove. I think my manager was getting nervous too because I was sitting there like in the studio, like just with my hands crossed, like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say. But when it started flowing and me and Shawnna started bouncing off of each other, man, I am so proud of both of the songs that we created. I feel like Dance All Round is a banger. There's actually remixes to Dance All Round. There's a trap version of it. Um, and then Drip is like a it's man, it's crazy. It has a dance too much booty in your pants sample in it.
Okay.
So it is another ass shaking song, another club banger. Just a song I'm very proud of. I actually discovered like a new way to inflect my voice on the song as
Hmm.
well. So I'm excited about it. Very, very excited.
I think your voice is very unique. Like
Mm.
it has, it's very aggressive, but in a positive way. You know,
I like that.
it's very aggressive, and it leads me to my next point. Like when I first started listening to you, it's like it makes me want to move, but it's almost like he's saying, "And you better not stop." And I'm like, "Right, I'm not like that." That's what your tone gives me.
I
And
love it.
when I was looking on your page, I really liked the video you did with the trainer from Noah's Ark.
Yes.
I thought that was pretty cool to like make that content. I felt like it was very motivational for your audience.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
is that was that your intentions when you created this piece, or were you more so like, I guess, what were your intentions going in working with him, or what did you want your audience to feel or see with this content that you made?
Absolutely. So this is another Blake Martin connection, my wonderful manager. Um he and Jensen Atwood is his name. Him and Jensen are friends, and we were traveling to LA for some promo stuff, and he had this idea for the song Get Your Life to kind of like, be fighting for my life.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really ironic is that the day that we shot this was my parents' wedding anniversary. Both of my parents are now in heaven. Um, and I don't know. It was such a symbolic thing to do. Like I left that set feeling accomplished and feeling stronger and sharper for some reason. And I didn't know how it was going to turn out. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, I don't know if you've ever shot anything before, but like when you're in the moment and you're shooting, you're not sure what it's going to give. You're not sure how it's going to turn out. Of course, you have a vision and you have an idea of exactly what your objective, but you don't know what it's going to turn out to be. And
Mm-hmm.
I was very pleased with the outcome. And and yes, I feel like it was motivating. I felt like it put me in a light that I think a lot of people never saw me in before. I don't know. I've, it's not my business what people think of me, but at the same time, I know I know what people think. You know, people think like, oh, I'm, you know, fashion and this and that, and but um, I'm also like, a nitty gritty kind of guy. So like, it was great to show that side of myself. So I
It
loved it.
was definitely a very intimate perspective.
Yes.
Um, and a pleasant contrast from like you as an artist and like you when you're in your fashion zone.
Mhm.
I noticed like some of your fashion shows and things like that. And it was definitely like a lot of emotion. And when you're providing that backstory of like your parents' wedding anniversary, it makes a lot of sense. Um, and it's a beautiful and you know sad thing at the same time. But I'm glad that you were able to fuse those two together. Um, it does make me wonder, like, if they were still here today, like, what would you want them to know about your success, or like, I don't know, what would you want them to see, or like,
Um, uh, what would I want
what
them
would
to know
you,
about my
so what
success?
would you tell them about how
Um,
what's your growth, maybe I suppose.
I would, I would first tell them thank you. You know, they do support. They did support my. They didn't get to see the fully evolved version of Mikey Everything. But they did support my endeavors to dance and to sing. You know, when I was younger, I took singing lessons. I know I'm a rapper now, but I definitely took singing lessons for lots of years. I took drum lessons. I took piano lessons.
That's what's up.
Um, yeah, I did. And dancing. I would tell my dad, shake my finger at him for not letting me take tap dancing classes because I wanted to be a tap dancer and he wouldn't let me take those classes. But um, I would, at the end of the day, I had really great parents and they were supportive. And I know that if they were here, they would be at every show. And I know that they would be proud, specifically my mom. My mom loved music, and music is something that her and I shared um, all the time, and we listened to music. And I'm from Chicago, so we step. You know,
Hmm.
uh, no R. Kelly endorsement, but if you don't know what stepping is, step in the name of love. We that
Now I
was
feel
our
like
little
if any
thing,
people have that little guilty pleasure, it is all right.
child. That's another conversation to have. But so I miss them, but I have gotten to a point in my life where I talk to them, and I have rituals that I do at home, where I light candles and I put their pictures out and I just talk and I cry and I laugh, and I bring them food. And I've come to this point in my life where I realize that our ancestors want to hear from us, and that you have to reach out, and you have to let them, allow them into your space. And once
Hmm.
you do, it is a, it can help you heal. And it's helped me heal. Because
Hmm.
losing both of my parents was devastating. And I didn't, it's something that I did not think that I would recover from. And I still struggle with it. So
That's a very a vulnerable thing to disclose. I feel like I've never experienced anything like that.
yeah,
Um, so it's interesting to hear that you are able to allow those types of energies in your space and be comfortable with it. Sometimes I feel like people fear the like entities of the afterlife more than those who are actually walking this realm. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not
absolutely.
not here and they can take different forms, um, be different faces. So I'm glad that you're getting through this healing and it's keeping you moving forward, especially and you're having these renditions come back in your work. That's definitely a beautiful
Absolutely.
thing for you.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
on a lighter note, which is also showing in the interview right now, you and your work with fashion. Not too recently, you had a fashion show with the Secret Garden. Can you tell us about that? How that went for you? You had
Yeah.
a very nice Ivy Park blazer. It was even spring everything. I loved it. How was that fashion show for you?
It was amazing. Another Blake Martin production.
Okay, shout out to Blake Martin.
Shout out to
Um,
Blake Martin. He's texting me right now. He just texted me, "Good morning, Pamela." I don't know who the hell Pamela is. He comes up with these names for me, and I'm be like, what is that? Who in the hell is Pamela? But anyway, Blake Martin is a famed fashion show producer, and he produced his. I think I want to say this is his largest fashion show to date. It was at the Garfield Park Conservatory, which is a huge conservatory. The runway was damn near a mile long, but it was really amazing going to this fashion show just because I felt like a celebrity. Like he rolled out the red carpet for me. I had VIP status and my
Hmm.
picture was on my chair and I was like at the center of the runway. And then my ensemble got me a lot of attention. I didn't shout out to my shout out to my stylist, Eric Locke.
I
Eric
say
Locke.
Eric Locke. I saw that he's a repeat stylist for you. How long have you been working with Eric?
I've been working with Eric for about 6 months now.
Okay,
Um, he's also a part of Blake Martin's Fro Media Group team, and he is actually an amazing stylist. Like
I was gonna
he
say like
is.
Kim, 6 months. The chemistry is there. Like I don't know if you probably can because you're immersed in fashion. You can tell like when someone like has a stylist, but the style doesn't always fit the
Oh
client.
yeah,
And in
I
six
just was
months,
looking at
the chemistry is amazing. It's you can see that. Like,
it is. It really is. And the crazy part about it is that while we're about maybe 10 to 12 years apart in age, he went to my high school. So
oh,
we
okay.
actually went to the same high school. So we're from the same place, which I think added to our chemistry. You know what I mean? And we have days where he just comes over to my house and we literally like play in my closet. I think we have a closet play date maybe Thursday. Um, and he comes over, he pulls stuff out. I mean, because I have a shopping addiction. It's crazy. I have shit in my closet that has tags on it, and it's like, it's been in my closet for a while. So a lot of times I'm like, come over, I'll pull all the shit out that got tags on it, and I'll be like, all right, so let's put this together with something, and let's put this together with something, and it always ends up amazing. He has a really great eye. He's super detailed. He knows how to create ensembles that like speak and function to each other, which is
Hmm.
one of the things that I love about fashion. I feel like fashion needs to make sense, at least for me. Um, so I love working with him. Shout out Eric.
Okay. Um, as far as you, it's like in fashion and like meshing these things with your stylist. One thing I was wondering, or one thing I noticed when it comes to a lot of LGBT artists specifically,
Mm-hmm.
the as far as physique, the only artist I could find as far as I know from my own musical knowledge, you could say like Saucy Santana, for example. And
Mm-hmm.
I noticed when it comes to you and your styles, you're very confident and unapologetic when it comes to your physique as an individual, and it's amazing because you don't always find that. I guess like,
Mm-hmm.
have you always been that way when it comes to that, or did you have to grow into that? Because you look great. Just
Oh,
keep it simple as the latter, but you don't see it too often. Like your average, not to knock like anybody, I don't know, your average LGBT male artist, I get a particular construct. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And then coming across you, it's not the same. How has that journey been for you?
Interesting. That's a great question, Dream. Jeez. Um, so I guess I can really and honestly refer back to my father, honestly, because my father was a big dude, a plus size gentleman. But he was so stylish, so into cologne, into hats. This is where I get the hat shit from. I get that from my daddy. um, and I literally learned from him. Like he literally, like, when I was younger, used to be like, if you gonna be a big dude, it's okay to be a big dude, but you gotta do three things. You gotta be able to dress, you gotta smell good, and you got to be able to move. And my daddy was more of an athlete, but I am a dancer. So I literally learned those things from him. I adopted his confidence, so I owe a lot of that stuff to him. While I have struggled with my body image,
Mhm.
I am learning to love the body that I am in. It's a daily love thing. It's a daily thing I do in the mirror, telling myself that I love myself, looking at myself with no clothes on, no hat on, no shirt on, no blazer on, no fashion on, um, and telling myself that I love myself and believing that and treating myself that way. And it has been a journey, but it's something that I am proud of. I'm proud to be in the body that I'm in and to wear the clothes that I wear and to have people like Dream, tell me that I look good, and to have other plus size men be like, dang, how can I be like you? What can I
For
do to be like
real. Nah, you is when I was looking through, I was like, he's putting this shit on. He got the blazers open, like he looks great, and he's not. It shows that there's no like reservation about it. Like you intended to wear this, you intended to take this picture, and you intended to post it. Like you
you?
can feel that. I can tell all the intentions are there.
Oh, thank you.
Um, another thing I wanted to ask about, introducing you, Mikey Everything. You have a lot of things on your plate. One thing that was interesting is you being a casting director. And
Hmm.
like as an artist, you're often placed in positions to be chosen, whether it be to perform, to like be featured. What is it like changing roles when you have to choose other people?
So, um, being a casting director has been amazing for my career in a lot of different ways because it I have to cast people in my career. I had to choose Blake. I had to choose the dancers that dance behind me. I had to choose my choreographer. And the skills that I've learned as a casting director, shout out to Four Star Casting, the casting agency that I worked for so long. I'm not casting right now. I don't have any contracts at the moment, but I've worked with them since Empire in 2019. That's the first show that I ever worked on,
Okay.
which has taught me so much about music videos and fashion and film and continuity and just a certain level of quality that I don't think I would have gotten a taste of if I hadn't been in these spaces. Um, I love casting. Even when like, for example, last night I was watching The Equalizer
Okay.
with Queen Latifah, and her daughter. Like I'd never seen her daughter on the show before, or whatever. And her daughter came in, and I was like, "Wow, that is some really good casting," because the daughter looks literally just like Queen Latifah.
Queen
And I
Latifah.
literally sat outside. I was watching TV with someone, and I was like, "That's good casting." Um, and it just made me think like how much I enjoy it and how much it has elevated my career because I use those same skill sets to create my own art. Even when I hear a beat, and my album is feature heavy, but that's because I consider myself to be a tastemaker. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
A lot of times when I hear music and I hear beats, I immediately hear someone else's voice on it, and I'm like, well, this is the person that needs to be on the song with me. Not to say that a I can't carry a song by myself because I definitely can. I just it's part of the process for me. It's part of making music is being that tastemaker and allowing people um, into my space to make music together. That becomes a masterpiece.
Have you
So
ever considered like A&R or maybe like curation in the future? Because that's what
that's
it's sounding like. You know what sounds good, and you know exactly how to put it together. That's the first thing that came to my mind.
I have thought about that. That's literally what I wanted to be was an A&R.
Okay.
Um, so like I still have aspirations to do those things in the future. And I know that I won't be able to be out on the stage, popping and locking forever. So, so eventually I will, retire into hopefully, an A&R space, a casting director space for a major network.
Okay.
I don't know. I just um I love all of those things. And the House of Everything is a um creative collective comprised of rappers, singers, dancers, makeup artists,
Mm-hmm.
photographers, so on and so forth. And I mean, I'm basically like an A&R for them. We just released an album last November, and I was basically like an A&R on that project as well. So, and all of
Okay.
the artists in the house, they always, tap me and ask me what I think, and so on and so forth. So,
How do you feel like being in that position as a leader for others while also like developing your own niche or your own brand personally?
it's been a gift to be able to be someone that people look to. It's a gift. It's okay. I'm gonna say this. It's a gift because I enjoy being a leader, right?
Okay.
And I feel like I'm good at it. But at the same time, it can also be frustrating because I don't always want to talk about that stuff. Sometimes I just want to chill, drink my mimosa, and not talk about work stuff. But someone is always like, "So I had this idea, and and I wanted to run it past you and see what you think." And sometimes I roll my eyes in my head, but
I can
I
imagine you
always,
with the mimosa just like
right. I'm like, I'm actually drinking right now, and I don't think I would, but no.
that's
Um,
an immense amount of trust.
it is, it is, and I feel like you know they're my kids. I call them my kids, and they call me father, and I take that very, very, very seriously. That's a
Oh,
serious.
I was just rewatching posts. You just immediately like put me there.
Yeah, yeah, and it's I'm definitely Blanca when it comes to um when it comes to my kids. I take care of them. I take their big head asses out to eat. They need to borrow $50. I send them $50. No funny weird shit either. I know a lot of houses in the community. There's foul play and weird shit that goes on where they be sleeping together. And we don't do the house of everything. Don't do none of that shit. We love each other, and anytime what I love is that anytime someone comes around the house of everything, they're like, y'all got something really special. And
Hmm.
even when Blake, my manager, came onto my team, and Blake don't really like people for real, for real. So when he came on to my team and he saw the way that we treat each other and the way that we love each other, he was like, this is real. He was like, this ain't no like fake shit that y'all do for social media. Like y'all really love each other, y'all really speak highly of each other. There's no grudges, no bad energy, none of that stuff. So I'm grateful and I'm happy for that. And these people are the people that keep me sober. I once upon a time had a drug problem,
Hmm.
and you know when you are an addict, the only way to get clean and stay clean is to change your people, places, and things. So I am grateful for the House of Everything. I'm grateful for my Hassans, my Chris's, my Dama Moons, my Q's, all of these people that keep me sober and that have helped me execute my art, because each and every one of those people play an integral part in who I am as an artist.
Absolutely. Do you ever like foresee like the House of Everything, whether or not he have already like made these advancements, and I just don't know,
Yes,
can like take part in like any type of activism or promoting your community to externally? I feel like
absolutely.
what you guys have instilled like amongst each other would be a great thing for other people to adopt as well.
Yes, I'm actually, the House of Everything is also an LLC. So I'm actually in process of trying to find a space to house the House of Everything and make it a House of Everything where we do outreach work. A all encompassing type of space where you could come and you could record your music. There's a dance studio. There is, outreach services, where you can come and get a bus card if you need a bus card. You can come get a referral to get an ID if you need an ID, because we all know how many queer people are displaced,
Hmm.
especially during adolescence and in your early 20s. It can be really, really difficult to be out here and to be queer, to be trans, and I want to help those people. You know, I try my best in my everyday's work to help people and to be a light and a source of inspiration, a financial help to whoever I can be when I can do it. Um, so that's very important to me. That's the premise of the House of Everything. So it's something that I really and truly look forward to exploring more.
Okay, for Chicago, look out for House of Everything.
They
Clearly
already know we coming.
established.
They already know.
Um, so we have Revenge releasing this Sunday, and not too long at the beginning of May, you're going to be performing at the Black Queer as Fuck Music Festival. That is going to be extremely big for you. How are you feeling?
Ooh.
It's approaching. Yeah, you're going to be next to some big names. You have Kid Ken, Kiki Wyatt, quite a few.
Yeah, I feel great about it. It's next Saturday, which came really
Right?
fast. It came really fast. And I honestly, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm really excited. We've been working on this show extremely hard. My choreographer Hassan Hannes and his assistant Clarence, they've been we've been having solo rehearsals with just me. We have rehearsals with the whole team on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Hmm.
So my body is screaming, but
Or say
I
rightfully,
am
rightfully so for
rightfully
a
so, right?
performance like that.
Yeah, and we're really excited. We have something so special planned for the Black Queer as Fuck Festival. Like, whew, it's fire. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So, um, but I'm excited and I'm nervous. I'm nervous. This will probably be, even though I opened for Chance the Rapper last summer, which was in front of 10,000 people.
Hmm.
Um, this is just different because it's queer people, and you know,
We could
it.
be some of the most
Ooh,
judgmental.
ooh, child. We can, because I know I'm a little judgmental, especially when it comes to performance. But I really think that this performance is definitely putting my best foot forward and showing the best parts of Mikey Everything, the artist. So I'm excited for everyone to see it.
From what I can tell from the lineup, personally, I feel like your sound. I always keep going back to the positive aggression in your voice. I think it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, thank
Personally,
you,
I think
thank
you're
you,
gonna do doing pretty well. Doing pretty well.
thank you.
On a much lighter note, I wanted to know what can we find Mikey doing when he's not working? Where are you at home? Is Mikey in the streets? Whatever you feel comfortable sharing with the Gay magazine.
Mikey don't really be in these streets. Mikey too old to be in these streets. He used to be in the streets when he was in his 20s, but now Mikey is going to yoga.
Okay,
Mikey loves to cook. That's what a lot of people don't know about me. My kids and stuff,
really?
they know. Yeah, oh, I love to cook. I love to cook.
What's
Last night
your
I made
favorite cuisine to cook? I guess.
Italian will probably be Italian or Latin. I love to make Latin food.
Okay.
Arroz gandules. What else do I love to make? Of course, your normal
Who?
taco, but what
Walk me through a rose gun. Say it one
arroz
more time.
gandules? It's Puerto Rican rice.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah. I have a Puerto Rican. My sister in law is Puerto Rican, and she taught me how to make Puerto Rican rice. So I love to make Puerto Rican rice. I love to make empanadas. For example, last night I made a chicken meatloaf with sautéed green beans and mashed potatoes. That's what I had for dinner last night, just to
okay,
give you a little flow. But what else am I doing? I've really been into meditation.
okay.
Um, I have been spending time with my ancestors, as I mentioned earlier. So that's another one of my favorite things to do. I have really, honestly, lately been on not somewhat of, I have been on a spiritual journey, a healing journey, a journey to love myself through and through, a journey of finding the best version of myself, and that has really been my focus lately. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I do love my mimosas, and I do like to turn up. You know what I'm saying? I like to have a good time. That's definitely for sure. And after I hit that stage, I've been on a fast, so I've been trying. I've been, no fried
Congrats to
food.
that. Congrats to that.
Thank you. No fast food, no fat, no fried foods, no liquor, no none of that kind of stuff. And um, after I get off that stage on May 6th in Houston, I'm getting a drink. I'm getting a piece of fried chicken, and I'm going to have a good old time. I'm gonna tell you that much. So, yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be well deserved, especially with all the practices, all the rehearsals and everything.
Yeah, I have rehearsal tonight at 8:30 for
Ooh,
3 hours.
that's pretty steep.
Yeah.
Okay. Was there anything upcoming as far as music or any entrepreneur endeavors that you can share with the Gay family or the Everything family that we can expect in the upcoming months?
Sure. So of course, Revenge is coming on this Sunday. It'll be on all streaming platforms, all of that good stuff. I will be at the Queer as Fuck Festival on Saturday, May 6th in Houston, Texas. I will be performing alongside my girl Shawnna at the Hyde Park Festival in Chicago on June 18th. That is Sunday, Father's Day. It'll be my second year in a row performing on Father's Day. Last year I was at Chance the Rapper's Juneteenth celebration. So I'm super excited about playing another huge Chicago festival, another notch on my belt. Um, what else? And I'm having a release party for my album. Hasn't been locked in quite yet, but it'll be locked in really, really soon. So stay on the lookout for that. And that's everything, Mikey. Everything.
Hey, he said it best. Gay Magazine. I am Dream. We have Mikey Everything here today with us. We appreciate you stopping by. Please be on the lookout for Revenge Sunday, April 30th, and the Black Queer Music Festival this upcoming Saturday on May 6th. Thank you so much, Mikey, for spending this time with me. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Dream. I appreciate your time as well. And Gay Magazine, I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for all the support that y'all give me. It means more than you know.
Thank you, Mikey. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye bye.